I do a little bit of centering prayer every day. It's usually how I start my morning is by setting a little timer on my phone. I've got a phone app with a meditation timer on it. And I simply sit in silence. And part of the sitting in silence is allowing myself to rest in this enormous presence that is God, and to feel that presence around me and within me. And for me, it's about really being just really present and aware and attentive to where God is inviting me into the day. And that reminder that God is present with me in the silence as I go into my day. I think, when you talk about kind of that, seeing myself as beloved, I think part of also this practice of sitting in the silence is allowing myself to be seen and to be seen in the fullness of who I am. And in many ways, how I start my day with sitting in silence is a wonderful bookend to how I like to end my day, just doing the Ignatian examen. And I will confess that I am not as consistent about praying the examen at the end of the day. But like one of the very first steps of the examen is to become aware of God's presence. And I think it's wonderful. I've had spiritual directors say to me, if that very first breath of the examen is all the more that you do, there's all these steps and different ways of praying the examen. That simple act of taking a deep breath and acknowledging that everywhere and always we are in God's presence, that itself is prayer.